Welcome back to another video by BMacVags. Today we're going to show you how to repair your door control module. Very common, popular fault. So watch and hopefully I can help you repair your car part. Now the first thing you're going to need is a Torx 10 screwdriver. Now once you've got your Torx 10, all you have to do is remove all the obvious screws. So these are the ones around the edges. It's all simple stuff. I just sped through it because I'm sure you can do it if you're watching this. So once you've undone all the obvious screws on the front, as we're showing here, there's one more to the side of it. Hold on, go around a minute. There you go. Yeah, just take this one out. This will release the plastic. So once you've taken off all the obvious screws, you can get down to business on the more difficult one. Now this screw here, this bolt here is a Torx 15, I believe. It's the same as the door lock handle. So undo that and then you've undone all the screws. Okay, now you have to release this spring. It's very easy, it's not got too much tension under it. Simple flat screwdriver will do it. Okay, now all the screws are undone and removed. It's just about separating it. As you can see, I lifted up that lever just to get it separated. Now it splits into a mechanical side and an electrical side, as I said before. And that's pretty much it. We're going to be working on the electrical side. Now this is the last hidden screw that you can't see until you remove it. So once again, remove the obvious screw, put it in a safe place, and now we can start gaining access and doing works on the parts that we need to get to. Now we're inside the module, we can see what the module is made up of. Now we've got two micro switches up here next to the key lock. This is the key lock. This is the key lock part here. Now this tells the switch to lock or unlock. That's what these two do. These command the door to lock or unlock. Now you've got these two modules here, these two switches here, which tell it whether the door is locked or not locked. It tells the car the status of the lock. So you know, this opens it and closes it. This states whether it's opened or closed. These two locks here, these monitor exactly where the lock is. And then you've got this switch here. This under here is another one of these micro switches. Now this detects whether the car is open or closed, whether your door is open or closed. Now one of the main faults of Volkswagens are the fact that these tend to go, and then you won't get a buzzer if you've left your key in ignition or the lights on. You won't get a buzzer. That's because this has failed. This doesn't let the car know whether the door is open or closed, so then it doesn't know what to respond to. So this is a very common fault. This also makes the alarm go off, if I'm correct. When you get in the car, it makes the alarm go off and doesn't make the alarm go off. This affects both, because it makes the alarm go off because it doesn't realize that the car is open, and this is when the alarm goes off because the lights come on inside and then it goes silly. So this causes a lot of problems. The good thing is there isn't really much to go wrong in these. There's very little that can go wrong in them. So in terms of what usually happens is that it builds up with dirt and sediment. Look, just like this here. It's all like, you know, where does it come from? It builds up with dirt and sediment. And also another thing that happens is that after a period of time opening and closing and slamming your doors, the solder on some of these parts become brittle, yeah, and they start to crack, and then your connection is poor, and then what you get is intermittent problems. So you know, there's not really much to go wrong. So a lot of time this is repairable if you're prepared just to put a bit of effort in. Now, if your door doesn't know whether it's open or closed, and that little light at the bottom's doesn't want to come on, you know, on your door panel, if it doesn't come on, 9 times out of 10 it's going to be this micro switch here. Now you can replace them. I'm going to put a link in the description so you can come to my website and buy them. You can replace these switches, or you could take a chance and clean them. Now replacing them would be a matter of taking this out and soldering behind these two connectors. Now there is a way you can try and fix them. I've fixed quite a few like this, and it has worked a few times and it hasn't worked a few times. Like I said previously, the reason why this particular one doesn't work, this is the one that doesn't know if your door's open or closed and sets the alarm off when you go in. The reason why this one doesn't work is because the connections aren't touching each other. It's not telling the car exactly the status of it. So what I generally do is I take this clip off, and there you see the switch itself. Now look how dirty it is. Let's see if I can get you zoomed into this. Now this is the problem, it's this dirt here and sediment that stops your switch from working. How can it work with this? The micro switch is very fine, although it's a very simple thing, it's very, it's actually quite delicate, but that's not a problem. You can actually do something with that, which I'm going to show you now. Now the fault on this one was a faulty switch. It doesn't know whether it's open or closed, the bottom light doesn't come on. So I know that this is faulty, so we're going to start by just cleaning it. Now I can also tell, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see on the camera, but this actually comes with a rubber boot around it and it's actually broken, it's actually split. So, definitely dirt has been getting in there and anything else. So I'm pretty sure that the dirt in here is stopping it from functioning properly. So, like I said, we're going to clean it up and we're going to see how we get on with it. Okay, we're going to use my trusty electrical cleaner. Now the good thing about using this cleaner is because it all evaporates and it does its job. It doesn't leave no film or residue or anything like that. So this is why it's best to get an electrical cleaner, because it will do the job properly the way you want it to be done. So now we'll clean the outside. But we're going to go a little bit further with this now. Okay, so we don't want to tug too much because we might break these in here. So we don't want to tug too much. We don't want to do too much twisting and turning. So we've cleaned the outside. Let's see what we're going to do on the inside now. Now on these you can see that it's got two clips that hold the black part onto the white part. Now if you lift these up and break them, they won't be able to go back in the car properly, they won't fit anything properly, so you've got to be really delicate with this part. I'm using a pick to get underneath there. Now to be honest, I didn't exactly want to take it off, but that's actually come off a lot easier than I expected, so that's not too bad because I haven't done no damage to the clip as such. See that? There's no damage there. It's not been chewed up or digged out, so that's not too bad actually, so we'll do that. Now this is the micro switch itself. It's not very much in there, but you see the little bit of dirt on the inside there? So it's definitely got some microscopic bits of, I would say it's definitely got some dirt in there. There's just definitely stopping it from working, because there's nothing really to go wrong in these, but dirt or anything will affect the little connectors that are inside. So let's give them a clean with our cleaner. Also give the top a clean. Can you see the T-shape in this? This has to go in like that, because inside of here there are grooves for it to sit in, so it has to sit in flat so it can push down the spring, which then turns the clip on and off. So this is what you have to do. In its grooves. See how it's sitting flat? Because there's grooves holding it. Okay. Now we can put it back on. Look at that. How easy was that? Check for clipping. Sounds good. Sounds good. So now we've cleaned that up. Time for us to reinstall it. Here you can see we're just fitting the clip up back together. Now give it a quick wipe, because obviously you just want to keep it nice and clean. Put it in the 2 locator holes as you see it here. And then this has got like a retaining clip that you squeeze over it. It's all very simple stuff. It's just a reverse of what we did, but we're just going through it just so you can see it and be a bit more confident when you come to attacking it. Now sometimes the micro switches can vary, but there'll always be a way to stick it in. You just got to be a bit creative and make it work. Now from here it's just about fitting it back up together as you found it. When you're putting on the casing, make sure the wires are free from any twisting or anything like that, and they're not going to get pinched when you're putting it back together. But it's all very much simple stuff. It's just returning the screws from where they came from and putting it back together. Now there's not really too much here. I mean, make sure it's clean, you could do that, and yeah, just pay attention to what you're doing. Okay, once all the screws are on, it's time to merge the 2 parts, the mechanical and the electrical part together. Now line them up, it's pretty simple, as you can see there. You could use this video as reference. Put that screw on the mechanical face. And then you're going to need the 15mm Torx one, the bigger one, on this side, that just locks everything together and just holds it solid. Really easy, really easy. I know you can do it if you're here. Then put this spring clip back in. Now as you can see, I lifted up the lever and just did it by hand, so it's not got that much tension on it, nothing to worry about there. Check the lock before you put it in. So I've pushed it in with the key, I've simulated it, and it opens up, everything seems to work. And you're done, that's it. Now I'm just showing the example of it working in the car now, because I reinstalled it. I didn't film it because I've got a video of removal. I haven't got one of installation, but I've got one of removal. Now as you can see here, the bottom, the door panel light's working. You will hear there you go, the noise from the lights. And that's it, it worked. So, hope that helps. Comment, rate, subscribe, share, and speak to you soon. Thanks for watching.